Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and this video is brought to you by the online BBallBreakdown membership. Click the first link in the description below to learn more and join.
Good.
In part 1, it didn't seem like either team really wanted to take control of Game 3. The Raptors made some adjustments and played well until the end of regulation. The Bucks were somehow able to hang in despite struggling mightily in the half court, and Giannis almost a non-factor. But then we got 2 overtimes, and while Giannis didn't score a point and fouled out, Kawhi Leonard battled a bad leg, put the team on his shoulders, and demonstrated what an MVP looks like. As fatigue started to set in, the Bucks offense moved less and less. With no movement by the other 3 players and 2 non-shooters in Bledsoe and Giannis running pick and roll, it wasn't difficult to contain this, and Bledsoe was forced to burp up a bad shot at the shot clock buzzer. And that was enough for Coach Budenholzer, who quickly replaces him with George Hill, who is having a fantastic game and deserved to play over Bledsoe. The big adjustment in this game was to put Kawhi Leonard on Giannis, and you can see how not only does he give him room on the outside, but uses his gigantic hands to cleanly make contact with the ball and force the refs to call a jump ball. The Kawhi effect is real, folks, as Giannis sees Kawhi in the open court, and rather than march all the way to the rim like he'd been doing all series long, he quickly gives it up. This is remarkable that the Raptors were able to neutralize the transition attack even for a few possessions, all because of Kawhi's presence. Giannis got poked in the eye and struggled with 2 free throws, but it gets tipped back. In the scramble, Green is on Antetokounmpo, but so is Kawhi, leaving George Hill wide open in the corner. Great find by Giannis. Gasol tries to get out there, but book it. Tie game. The Bucks decided to put Brogdon on Kawhi, and he went to work on the ISO. Watch Pascal get a little pushy down under the hoop, grab the rebound, and nice footwork to step through and lay it in. Desperate to get Kawhi off of Giannis, they set a ball screen and force a switch. Notice how Gasol also backs up until they get within 5 feet of the rim, unafraid of any potential jump shot. It's unclear exactly what Giannis wanted to do here, maybe pass, maybe keep his dribble, but none of that happens and it's a bad turnover at the rim. Up 2, the Raptors go to their MVP candidate, who shouldered the load and then some the entire game. With Middleton on him, he's a similar size and an excellent defender. No matter. Despite cutting him off with a little help from Lopez and contesting right at his hand, Kawhi gets the crazy roll, and now the Raptors have a 4-point lead with 90 seconds left. This time, the Raptors opted to put Siakam on Giannis with Kawhi on Middleton, and it proved very beneficial. Brogdon drives off the ball screen and turns the corner on Siakam. As he starts to drift out of bounds, he leaves his feet. Middleton should have been fading to the corner to give him a better pass. Instead, Kawhi reads this perfectly and just snatches the pass out of the air. This was the moment the Raptors could once and for all end the game. Remember, the Bucks are determined to stop shots in the paint, so Kawhi's drive on Brogdon gets 4 defenders in the lane. On the kickout, it gets them an opening in the corner. Siakam attacks the slower Lopez, gets right by him, and ices the game with his layup. Wait. He shoots it too hard and the Bucks have some life. Giannis probes the defense, finds Brogdon an opening, and look at this textbook move. The shot fake gets Danny Green in the air, and then a quick release off-foot floater from just inside the free throw line over Siakam. He made it look easy, but trust me, it wasn't. I know Middleton had 5 fouls, but there were only 30 seconds left, so it's unclear why they didn't put him on Kawhi. As a result, the Raptors want to abuse the mismatch in the post. But Gasol's position gave him a terrible angle to feed it down low. He needed to dribble over to the left wing. This forces Kawhi to go get the ball out top and negate a lot of his advantage. With the shot clock winding down, Lopez knows there's not enough time to get the ball moving and wisely shadows it, and Kawhi is left to burp up this tough one. The worst thing was that 3 Raptors players all crashed the offensive boards, leaving them way too vulnerable to a team that is down and knows it has to rush down the court for a quick shot. They get a 3-on-2 and George Hill goes to the line to tie the game. Hill hits both, and then there's a very strange debate about whether the Raptors should call timeout. Of course they should. On a free throw, you're not going to catch the defense out of position with a quick push of the ball. Plus, you know you're going to wind the clock down anyway for the final shot. They finally call the timeout, but this is a bad look from the bench. Well, the timeout didn't yield much, since all they did was isolate out top. They didn't try to force a switch or get a mismatch or anything. However, someone explained to me why Marc Gasol wanders into the exact spot Kawhi would have wanted to go to get a shot. Now, there's a wall of defenders, Kawhi has to do a step back, and we've got another overtime. Can you hear me shaking my head? By now, you might be wondering where all the Giannis highlights have been. There really weren't any. Kawhi guarding him completely took him out of the game, and foul trouble was also a factor, as he picks up his 6th on a real iffy blocking call that could easily have gone the other way and been a charge on Siakam. This sends Giannis to the bench for the rest of the game. With Toronto down by 2, they run their out-of-bounds play by having Gasol screen for Kawhi and then back up merely as a safety valve. Having shot well from behind the line all game, Lopez doesn't quite close the gap enough, and Gasol takes the lead back for his team. It made no sense Budenholzer would replace Hill with Bledsoe in the second OT, and he proves my point by trying to ISO on Gasol, attempt a spin move, but is just out of control, falls down, and throws it away, leading to the beginning of the end for the Bucks as Kawhi gallops down the court and throws down a vicious lefty dunk. Of course, he double dribbled before he got there, but hey, who's counting, right? Yikes. Up one, there wasn't a lot of organization on this out-of-bounds play. Van Vliet looks like he's freelancing, trying to get Kawhi open with a screen, but then gets caught in his way as Leonard attacks. George Hill makes a terrific heads-up play to pressure the ball, then continue pursuing it into a steal, and the Bucks have a real chance here. Brogdon gets them set up, and they try to run a two-man game on the left side. The problem is Kawhi is involved on defense and is no doubt upset he turned it over and is looking to get it back. As Middleton tries to attack the huge mismatch, Kawhi swoops in and gets a deflection, but then somehow, incredibly, beats Brogdon to the loose ball and gets a breakaway to get them some separation. Down 2, the Bucks turn to Middleton to run a pick and roll with Lopez, who starts rumbling down the lane. Danny Green can't keep him in front, but Siakam comes from the weak side to knock it off the backboard. Because the block was clean initially, the refs allowed this bit of contact after the play. Again, the Raptors turn to Kawhi Leonard, who simply carried the team on his back play after play on both ends. Still unclear why Brogdon is guarding him, and Kawhi doesn't let him off the hook, getting right into the lane, then spinning and going strong off both feet and getting a layup to put a nail in the coffin. And the last chance the Bucks have turned into a real mess. This looked to be a double ball screen going to the right for George Hill. He goes the other way for a step, but instead of stringing the play out towards the right wing, he picks up his dribble. Now it really falls apart as their vaunted spacing collapses. Middleton looks like he's trying to steal this pass from Hill, and they turn it over embarrassingly. I mean, this is the conference finals. We should not see something like this. Siakam redeems himself by making these 2 free throws, and the Raptors finally take this game. While this wasn't a must-win for the Bucks by any stretch, stepping on Toronto's neck and taking a game that was clearly there for them would have ended this series early. But Giannis wasn't up for it, while at least for one game, Kawhi Leonard showed us all exactly what an MVP looks like. Sports fans, Coach Nick again, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I've got a new online basketball membership where I share with you the best of what NBA teams are doing to help you be more successful on the court. Click the first link in the description or the pinned comment below to learn more. And don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know how you feel about today's video. Check your settings to make sure you get notified each time we drop a new one. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?